I'd like to welcome back to Business for Breakfast this morning Bill Albert, one of the owners of Young Builders Roofing. Good morning.
Good morning, Ken. How are you again?
Pretty good. Thanks so much for joining us. We're Money Radio. We like to save people money as well as make money for them. Roofs cover a big area of geography on the top of your business or house or whatever. So let's talk about saving some money this morning. What should they be doing?
There's a few things that people can do to save money, and I'm talking big money. One of them would be preventative maintenance. It's a good idea if you live in an area where there's a lot of foliage, depending on how much you have around your area with trees and whatnot. Check that roof anywhere from 2 to 4 times a year, depending on the amount of trees in the area. Pine needles, leaves, things such as children's toys have a tendency to plug up drains.
Children's toys? Eh?
Children's toys, yes, sir.
Are they up on the roof playing, or what's going on?
If you notice some toys missing in your yard, it's probably a good time to check the roof. These things tend to, footballs and stuff like that, tend to find their way towards drains and scuppers, and then you get a little bit of leaves around them, and they gather around there and they plug them up. So.
Now, when you talk about leaves and pine needles, do slope roofs apply there? It seems they would pretty much fall off.
They do, but if you notice the valleys, where you have a lot of valleys up there on the pitched roofs, the leaves and especially needles, they tend to, little by little, they'll plug those things up, and then it will actually back the water up and create leaks. In addition to that, it creates a nesting ground for critters, so you're not only dealing with the expense of fixing a roof leak, having the roof cleaned off, but you also may have to call pest control, so there's some more wasted money.
Yeah, and at this time of the year, I would think that the critters would be a little more active. What kind of critters might invade your roof area?
Scorpions are a big one.
Oh, boy.
Scorpions are a big one, and it doesn't take much for them to crawl into places, and I don't want to scare anybody, but they do work their way into light fixtures and stuff like that. So
you're scaring me. Yeah, that's a good idea to check that sort of stuff on a regular basis. Now, on the flat roofs, we don't have a lot of rain here in the valley, but recently we had some pretty heavy rains. That water is going to stay up there for a while, isn't it?
It should. Most of the water should burn off within 24 to 48 hours. And when I say that, I'm talking little puddles and bird baths. However, if your child's football's up there in a drain, or you have a lot of leaves and you haven't checked that roof, had somebody look at it, whether it be yourself or a roofer, if you haven't done that and those drains plug up, you can actually have literally thousands of gallons of water and thousands of pounds of weight up there. So now you're risking a roof collapse.
Yeah.
And if you see these big storms we have, sometimes you see on TV that a big shopping center had a roof cave in.
Yes, I've seen it, sure.
Probably not a bad roofer, probably a plugged drain, and it ends up busting the trusses. And so now you're dealing with a lot more expenses.
I'm going to guess, and you tell me if I'm wrong because you're the expert here, the weather has been great recently. But we're coming upon that weather where it's going to be 90, 100, 105 degrees. Is this a good time right now to have an inspection of your roof before the heat comes?
It is. It's always good before the heat and before the winters as well. In the summertime, everything tends to dry out and crack open. And then you have the winter rains that come, and people don't realize what's the damage that's been done to the roof during the summer. However, now, the summer being so brutal, it's also a good time to check it, because when that monsoon comes, it's every bit as bad as that storm that we had here a week or so ago.
What is your policy at Young Builders on inspections?
Personally, we like to look at any roof that we do every 2 to 3 years during the warranty period.
Okay.
And we do that as a complimentary. That's for our benefit as well as the customer. So the older a roof is, let's say it's not under warranty, it's just somebody who has a roof they want looked at. The older it is, the more frequently you should probably have it looked at to try and catch things before they become an expense to you.
And as we know, roofs, relatively speaking, can be an expensive proposition to have them replaced or repaired. And the warranty, you can get longer warranties for a little more money that might pay off for you in the long run. Is that right?
That's correct. Not only longer warranties, some warranties look identical in term. However, the quality of what's in that warranty there's a vast difference. People should look at whether it's a roofing warranty or anybody you hire, anything you do business with a warranty. Please read it thoroughly, understand it before you sign any agreement. They're written very differently.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things that you can pay a little bit extra money and get a lot better warranty, and it's a lot better investment. Just read and understand those warranties, know what's in them, and most importantly, More important than what's in them, know what's not in them. Is anything expected of you to maintain this warranty? Does the warranty change during the term? Is it prorated? Just know what you're buying. Make sure that it's apples to what you want. And if you're ever in doubt, ask the person who you're dealing with at the company.
Deal with the pros, Young Builders Roofing. And Bill, tell us how to get in touch with you.
Sure. You can reach us on our web at www.youngbuilders.com or our office at 602-944-4485.
Thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you again, Ken.